Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the show. Today we delve into the remarkable contributions of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founding father of Pakistan. Imagine leading a movement, fighting for the rights of millions, and ultimately leading to the creation of an entirely new nation. So buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the life and legacy of the man who carved a nation out of chaos and hope, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Alright, picture this. 1913 India, a land teeming with diverse cultures, languages, and religions, all under the heavy hand of British colonial rule. The British Raj is in full swing, and the Indian National Congress, largely dominated by Hindus, is the biggest game in town. They are the primary voice for Indian independence, but their vision doesn't fully encompass the diverse fabric of Indian society. Muslims are feeling marginalized, their voices drowned out in the cacophony of pre-independence India. They are searching for a platform where their concerns can be heard and addressed. Enter, stage left, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a young ambitious lawyer with a vision for a united India where all communities could coexist peacefully. Initially, Jinnah was a member of both the Muslim League and the Congress, advocating for Hindu-Muslim unity. He believed that cooperation between the two communities was essential for India's future. But as time went on, Jinnah saw the writing on the wall. The Congress leadership was increasingly sidelining Muslim interests, making it clear that they were not interested in sharing power equitably. The Congress wasn't really about sharing power, and Muslims were being relegated to the sidelines. Their concerns were often ignored, and their representation was minimal. So, in 1913, Jinnah joined the All India Muslim League. He saw it as a platform where Muslims could collectively voice their concerns and aspirations. Under Jinnah's leadership, the League transformed from a sleepy social organization into a powerful political party, representing the aspirations of millions of Indian Muslims. It became a beacon of hope for those who felt marginalized. Jinnah was eloquent, persuasive, and could break down complex political arguments into something everyone could understand. His speeches resonated with the masses, inspiring them to rally behind the League. People listened and flocked to the Muslim League, inspired by his vision of a future where their voices would be heard. They saw in Jinnah a leader who truly understood their struggles and aspirations. Jinnah's leadership was more than just charisma. He was a shrewd politician, a master strategist. He meticulously planned the League's moves, ensuring that they were always a step ahead. He knew that to gain leverage, the Muslim League had to become a force to be reckoned with, a political heavyweight that could go toe-to-toe with the Congress. He worked tirelessly to build the League's strength and influence. Jinnah transformed the League into a well-oiled political machine, organizing Muslims across the subcontinent. He united them under a common cause, giving them a sense of purpose and direction. This was the moment when the idea of a separate Muslim state, a land called Pakistan, started to take root in the hearts and minds of millions. It was a vision that would eventually reshape the subcontinent. By the 1940s, India's independence was on the horizon. The Indian National Congress, led by Jawaharlal Nehru, envisioned a unified India, a secular democracy where everyone, regardless of religion, would have equal rights. But Jinnah saw a different reality unfolding. He saw a future where Muslims, despite being a significant minority, would be relegated to second-class citizens in a Hindu-majority state. And that's when Jinnah dropped the bomb, the two-nation theory. He argued that Hindus and Muslims were not just two communities, but two distinct nations. Forcing these two nations into a single state was like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. The two-nation theory was controversial, to say the least. Critics accused Jinnah of dividing the nation, of playing the religion card for political gain. But for millions of Indian Muslims, it was a eureka moment. The two-nation theory wasn't just an academic argument, it was a rallying cry, a call to action. And that land, my friends, would be called Pakistan. The year is 1940. The world is in turmoil and the winds of change are blowing across continents. The world is on the brink of war, and India is a cauldron of political uncertainty. The British Raj is struggling to maintain control, and the Indian subcontinent is rife with demands for independence. But amidst the chaos, a historic moment is about to unfold. March 23, 1940. A date that will be etched in the annals of history. Lahore, the cultural heart of Punjab, is buzzing with anticipation. The streets are alive with the sounds of people gathering, their hopes and dreams converging in this historic city. Tens of thousands of Muslims from across India have gathered for the annual session of the All India Muslim League. The atmosphere is electric, charged with the energy of a people on the brink of a monumental decision. And all eyes are on one man, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the leader who has become the voice of a movement, the symbol of a people's aspirations. Jinnah takes the stage, his presence commanding attention. His words resonate with the crowd, each sentence a beacon of hope and determination. He lays out his vision for the future, a future where Muslims are not relegated to the status of a minority but where they have the right to self-determination, a future where they can shape their own destiny. The Muslim League, Jinnah declares, now formally demands a separate state for Muslims in India. This declaration is a turning point, a bold step towards a new beginning. The Lahore Resolution was a bold move, a gamble that would have far-reaching consequences. It was a statement of intent, a declaration that the status quo would no longer be accepted. And at the helm of this movement, leading the charge for a new nation, stood Jinnah, the architect of a dream that was rapidly becoming a reality. His leadership would guide the way to the creation of a new state, a homeland for millions. The Lahore Resolution wasn't just some strongly worded letter, it was a bold declaration, a vision for a separate homeland for Muslims in the Indian subcontinent. It was a line in the sand, a clear demarcation of intent and purpose. And as World War II raged on, the fight for Pakistan went from a simmer to a boil. The global conflict only intensified the urgency and fervor of the independence movements. Jinnah, now recognized as the Quaid-e-Azam, found himself playing a high-stakes game of political chess. His every move was calculated, his every word measured. On one side you had the British, clinging onto their empire. They were reluctant to let go of their prized colony. They were initially hesitant about the idea of partition, but as the independence movement gained momentum, they realized they were holding on to a ticking time bomb. The pressure was mounting, and something had to give. On the other side, you had the Indian National Congress, led by Nehru, who still clung to the idea of a unified India. They envisioned a single nation where all communities could coexist. Caught between these two titans was Jinnah and the Muslim League. They were determined to carve out a separate nation for Muslims. Jinnah, the master negotiator, went to work. He was relentless in his pursuit, leaving no stone unturned. He engaged in countless meetings, rallies, and negotiations, tirelessly advocating for the rights of Muslims and the creation of Pakistan. His dedication was unwavering. He called for the Direct Action Day in 1946, a show of force that, while marred by violence, demonstrated the depth of Muslim sentiment for a separate state. It was a pivotal moment in the struggle. Throughout this tumultuous period, Jinnah remained steadfast in his commitment to a peaceful resolution. He believed in achieving his goals through dialogue and negotiation. He was determined to secure a future for his people, a future free from fear and discrimination. His vision was clear, and his resolve unbreakable. By 1947, the situation in India was reaching a boiling point. The British, eager to wash their hands of their colonial mess, decided it was time to pack up and leave. But the question of what would happen to India remained a powder keg. The Congress, after years of resisting, finally accepted the inevitability of partition. And so, on June 3, 1947, the partition plan was announced. India would be divided. Pakistan would be born. August 14, 1947, Karachi. A new nation emerges from the ashes of empire. Jinnah, frail but unbroken, stands tall as the first Governor-General of Pakistan. His dream, a nation for Muslims in South Asia, is now a reality. But the birth of Pakistan is a bittersweet victory, marred by the violence and displacement of partition. Imagine being handed the keys to a brand new country. It's exciting, right? But also terrifying. That's the situation Jinnah found himself in as Pakistan's first Governor-General. The country was in its infancy, struggling to find its feet amidst the chaos of partition. Jinnah, despite his declining health, threw himself into the task of nation-building with the same fervor and determination he had displayed during the struggle for independence. He worked tirelessly, often from his sickbed, to establish the institutions of the fledgling state. He laid the groundwork for a parliamentary democracy, emphasizing the importance of rule of law and constitutionalism. One of Jinnah's most significant contributions was his unwavering commitment to religious freedom and minority rights. In his famous address to the Constituent Assembly on August 11, 1947, Jinnah laid out his vision for Pakistan. "You are free. You are free to go to your temples. You are free to go to your mosques or to any other place or worship in this state of Pakistan," he declared. Sadly, Jinnah's time as Governor General was cut short. He passed away on September 11, 1948, just over a year after Pakistan's independence. The nation mourned the loss of its founding father, the man who had led them to the promised land. But Jinnah's vision for Pakistan, a democratic, tolerant, and prosperous nation, lived on. Critics argue that his two-nation theory sowed the seeds of division and contributed to the violence of partition. But for millions in Pakistan and around the world, Jinnah remains an icon, a symbol of hope, resilience, and the struggle for self-determination. Jinnah's story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can triumph, and that one person's vision can indeed change the course of history. So there you have it. The story of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the lawyer turned leader, the advocate turned architect of a nation. Jinnah's journey reminds us that creating a nation is messy and complicated. It's not just about drawing lines on a map, but about building institutions, fostering unity, and safeguarding the rights of all citizens. Quaid-e-Azam Jinnah's unwavering leadership and vision were crucial in the creation of Pakistan, making him the key figure in the nation's founding. His legacy continues to inspire millions in Pakistan and around the world. He reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one person's determination can spark a movement and change the destiny of millions.